But we will get into our last early topic. This we still have one more main event topic that we'll get to in a little while. But a friend to the Texas country music community is in a lot of pain and suffering tonight, and I wanted to talk a little bit about it. Creed Fisher, who is a Texas country music artist, was injured in a hit and run motorcycle accident. This story comes to us from August 13th, so we're about a week behind, which is okay. But country artist Creed Fisher was seriously injured after being involved in a hit and run motorcycle accident on August 10th in Sauk Rapids, Minnesota, near St. Cloud. Fisher was scheduled to play a show at Raleigh's on August 10th in Sauk Rapids when the accident occurred. Fisher is currently in the hospital in St. Cloud recovering from his injuries. Again, this is about 6 days old. According to fellow country music artist Jesse Keith Whitley and others, Creed Fisher suffered a collapsed lung, which doctors were able to fix. However, he also suffered multiple broken fingers, severe road rash, as well as a pelvis injury that requires Fisher to have surgery on Tuesday. This article is from SavingCountryMusic.com. Now, since the accident was characterized as a hit and run, um, the article's writer reached out to the local sheriff's department to see if the suspect was still at large. And according to Benton County Sheriff Troy Heck, they do know the suspect's identity but are not sharing it publicly at that time, per Minnesota law, as the investigation continues. According to a statement from the sheriff about the accident, here is the statement. Investigating deputies determined that prior to the crash, Fisher had been at a residence in rural Benton County with friends. Deputies learned Fisher left the residence with two other men, one man named Kyle Michael Crone, and another man Fisher had only met that day. The three men were intent on driving to Raleigh's, and the man whom Fisher had met that day volunteered to guide Fisher and Crone to the bar. The investigation revealed that immediately prior to the crash, the man leading the group had gone ahead of Fisher and Crone, causing them to lose sight of that driver. Now, Fisher and Crone reported that as they continued on their route, they rounded a curve and saw the third man stopped in the roadway on his motorcycle a short distance ahead. Fisher and Crone then reported slowing down as they approached the third man who was still stopped in the roadway. As Fisher maneuvered to drive around the third man to the left, that man abruptly turned his motorcycle to the left and moved into the path of Fisher's motorcycle. Fisher was unable to avoid the man's motorcycle, resulting in the collision that caused Fisher's injuries. The third man attempted to get Fisher up off the ground, but Fisher was unable to get up due to the injuries. Fisher and Crone told deputies that this third man then fled the scene of the accident on foot. Police officers searched for the third driver at the time of the crash, but were unable to locate him. Subsequent investigation has resulted in deputies establishing the identity of the person believed to be the third driver, and the investigation into this case is active and ongoing. Now, Creed Fisher's tour, this is not the statement anymore, is his tour schedule is pretty full throughout most of 2024, and as soon as the details of his recovery and rehabilitation are known, an updated assessment of his tour dates will be given. If you don't know who Creed Fisher is out there, he is an outlaw-style country artist that has created a large grassroots following without any help from the conventional country music industry. The prolific performer has released 13 albums since his debut in 2014 and tours constantly. I've never actually met with Creed, never met him in person, but I do have a story where he performed at like a benefit, a charity benefit that I put on, and he came out and performed at that, which was pretty cool, honestly, for him because he wasn't from the area and he came a really long way for it. But he is originally
He's
from Odessa. Go ahead, Katie.
he's a badass dude. I met him. Man, I was little. I was probably 10 or so. I have no idea. I do not remember where I met him, but I'd like to say he loved me. I haven't seen him since um the Texas Country Music Awards. I That was years ago. Years ago, probably I don't know, probably 5 years ago
I'm going to try to find
ish.
some updated news from this while you're talking.
But he's such a sweet guy, and his bass player Chuck is crazy. I know Chuck really well. He's on my Facebook a lot. But Creed, he's a awesome dude. So sweet. He seems like a hard ass, but he's such a sweet guy. Such a sweet guy. Really
Um,
genuine guy too.
so he does. Let's see here. On well, that would be just the same thing. Let's see here. 3 days ago, he was well. Of course, him being in the hospital, not being able to do his tour, he's not able to make money. So he does have a 30% off sale going for his merch shop. If you guys want to try to help with his bills and things like that, you can do it through there. Go to at Creed Fisher Music on Facebook. And he was just recently live about 5 hours ago with his PayPal, Cash App, Venmo. All that information is right there if you guys want to help out with his hospital bills and things like that. No update as far as his injuries or as far as an arrest in this. I'm not finding anything. It's almost like it happened and then nobody wants to talk about it anymore, strangely enough.
Yeah. I might have to order me something.
Yeah.
I might have to do that. His merch is cool as shit.
So I look at the news reports, and really the last one was 4 days ago, and it's just essentially regurgitating the
Yeah.
first report that happened on the 13th. Yeah, I'm not finding any information about the person being arrested at all. That's a little bit scary that that person might still be out there, even though they obviously know who he is. I mean,
That's insane
the guy
too.
left his
Like
motorcycle there for crying out loud. Like, I mean, what?
that's that's really insane.
Um,
Like that sounds like really
Louise said
targeted.
hello, beautiful, to you, Miss Katie.
It's pretty lady.
She is in the Twitch chat currently. So anyway,
But
yeah, we are rooting for you, Creed. Definitely a
absolutely.
very cool guy from what I've gathered. Again, I've never gotten to meet him. Maybe someday. I know he's a very patriotic individual. Very, very much so. And usually, I'm okay with folks like that. So, but I hope he gets to feeling better. I hope he can get back out on the road, and I hope he can find a way to take care of his worries and stresses in the meantime. Again, a
Absolutely.
musician, an artist, full time. When you take the ability to perform away, man, it changes everything. They can't pay their bills anymore. So just keep him in your thoughts
Amazing.
and all of that. Um,